Smoked fish is a popular delicacy in Congo. Locally known as makwala, the fish is craved for its rich aroma. But for makwala to meet the preferences of its ardent consumers, a lot of wood has to burn. The high demand for fuel to smoke the fish is driving deforestation in Congo. Vast areas of mangrove forests have disappeared as a result. On 1 hectare, I can have about 700 trees, 1,000, 250 or 500, it depends. One thing is for sure that in 1 month, I can cut down trees over 3,000 meters by 100 meters. Congo's forests make up just over 10% of the Congo Basin forest cover, and after exhausting the mangrove trees on the country's coast, loggers are increasingly targeting the forest. The Congo Basin rainforest is the world's second largest after the Amazon. It is home to countless species and is crucial to mitigating climate change by soaking greenhouse gases. But out-of-control logging is threatening the delicate ecosystem. For 20 boxes of fish, the wood content is 2 tricycles when it is well loaded. It is such a significant quantity. We can use it for a whole day. Smoking fish is a difficult job. It depends on the quantity and size of the fish. When it comes to big fish, it consumes quite a bit of wood, unlike frying the fish. Some charities are trying to convince vendors to embrace improved smoking ovens which use less fuel. But the initiative has struggled. The smokers find the ovens expensive. Electricity is unreliable and many people cannot afford gas. There's no clear data on how much wood is used for smoking fish, but it's not hard to see the link between fish smoking and deforestation. A combination of poverty, weak enforcement and poor governance is to blame for out-of-control logging.
Libyans have been reacting to the stalemate that has engulfed their country with the return of 2 governments. This after a House of Representatives in Tobruk, eastern Libya, appointed former Interior Minister Fathi Bassaga as Prime Minister last month, almost 50 days after Libya was scheduled to hold a general election. We have already lived in a Libya with 2 governments under the leadership of Fayez el-Sarraj in the west and Abdullah Seni in the east. This has a very negative repercussion on the country. I think the solution to the situation we are in is constitutional infrastructure and elections. At the end of the elections, the debate about the legitimacy of institutions will naturally end. We are entering the election process, but we have entered a period of instability because of this new government problem. I hope that elections will be held and we will elect a new president and government. Accusing the House of Representatives of deviating from the roadmap laid out in the Geneva Agreement, Debebe reiterates that he is still in office and will only hand over power to an elected government, while Bassaga says he will take up his duties in the capital Tripoli at every opportunity.
Malawi will launch on Sunday a nationwide campaign to vaccinate kids against polio. If over 80% of eligible children are already vaccinated, the campaign was announced after a case of wild polio, the first in the country since 1992, was recorded last February. 11 civilian sites are active in the country since Malawi declared a polio outbreak.
Malawi has secured 6.8 million doses of the oral polio vaccine that will be given to children under the age of 5 across all the 29 districts in Malawi. So we are talking of 2.9 million children under 5 years who will be receiving this vaccine. And we aim to reach every child. We are not leaving any child unvaccinated. And that's the way to go if we are to interrupt further transmission of the world polio virus.
All health facilities will offer polio vaccine free of charge. Once children receive their 4 doses, they're protected from the disease, which can result in permanent paralysis. Sanitary authorities relied on different means to raise awareness among the public in order to achieve protection for all.
People go to churches, they go to mosques, children go to schools. So even the children, even in primary school, if they can be given this information about polio, they can even be the great advocates in their families, encouraging their parents to bring children for vaccination so that they are protected from polio. And we also these days, and social media, I mean, it has a large coverage. So one way is to disseminate the messages through the social media.
The oral polio vaccine targeting 2 strains of the virus will also be given through outreach clinics. The campaign will proceed in 4 rounds as neighboring countries also conduct immunization programs.
Sudan's army ruler, General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, was in Uganda Thursday, where he met with the East African country's President Yoweri Museveni. A statement issued by Sudan's Sovereign Council said the 2 leaders discussed the political crisis in Khartoum. Burhan told his host that the crisis in his country can only be resolved through dialogue and reconciliation involving all parties. Museveni emphasized the need to form a transitional government made up of technocrats to lead the country to elections. Sudan has been rocked by near-daily demonstrations since last October, when the army overthrew the civilian government headed by Prime Minister Abdallah Hamdok. The protesters are demanding an end to army rule. Sudan's political opposition remains divided. Some have accepted positions in the junta, while others have encouraged civil disobedience.
On the second day of the Portuguese president's visit to Mozambique, Marcelo Rebelo de Sousa opened a new eco-tourism project just 100 kilometers south of the capital, Maputo. Mozambique's President Filipe Nyusi explained this is a project that helps the country's economy. The opening of this enterprise, in addition to increasing the number of beds, jobs and quality services offered in the country, contributes to the fight against poverty because on the one hand it employs our fellow citizens and on the other it will put pressure on local production to supply the establishment. The Portuguese president listened carefully to his counterpart and praised the natural beauty of the region. A dip in the waters, for a dialogue with the elephant, for an exchange with the giraffe, for one or another more romantic moment with the birds, and for those who are very maritime, also with the fish in the sea. The visit of the Portuguese president to Mozambique has highlighted the friendship and strong relationship between the 2 countries.